Are you in the 65-75 age range and still doing these things? You might be surprised to find out why you need to stop immediately if you want to live your best years. This stage of life is crucial, where small changes in daily habits can make a huge difference in your health, energy, and overall well-being. Whether you're feeling great or just getting by, there are certain things we all do that may seem harmless but can actually shorten our time enjoying the golden years. In this video, we're going to explore 6 things you should stop doing right now, each one illustrated through the personal story of someone who's been there. So, stick around to see how these simple shifts can change everything for you. 1. Stop overexerting yourself with intense physical activity. At 70 years old, Mr. Harold was known for his impressive running track record. As a retired marathon runner, he was proud of his endurance and strength. Every morning, like clockwork, Harold would lace up his shoes and hit the pavement, no matter the weather or how his body felt. However, as time went on, he started to notice a dull ache in his knee after every run. But instead of taking it easy, Harold convinced himself that the pain was just part of aging. After all, he'd been running for decades and was used to pushing through discomfort. Unfortunately, Harold's belief in toughing it out caught up with him. One morning, after a particularly long run, his knee gave way and he collapsed in excruciating pain. It turns out, his years of high-impact activity had taken a serious toll on his joints, leading to a knee injury that required surgery and months of rehabilitation. This experience was a wake-up call for Harold, who now regrets not listening to his body sooner. "I always thought running kept me young, but I never realized that pushing myself beyond my limits could leave me with lifelong damage," he now reflects. The lesson here is simple. As we age, our bodies need more care and attention. Overexerting yourself with intense physical activity can do more harm than good. While exercise is essential, it's important to choose low-impact activities that keep you active without putting undue strain on your joints. Walking, swimming, or even yoga are excellent alternatives that promote strength and flexibility without the risk of injury. Remember, it's not about pushing yourself to the limit anymore. It's about listening to your body and finding the balance that keeps you healthy for years to come. 2. Stop ignoring your mental health. At 68, Mrs. Clara had always prided herself on being strong and independent. For years, she brushed off feelings of sadness, telling herself that it was simply part of getting older. "It's just the way things are," she'd say, whenever she felt a wave of loneliness or a sense of melancholy. After losing her husband a few years ago, Clara spent most of her days alone, with little interaction outside of her occasional visits to the grocery store. But in her mind, that was all normal, just a part of life in her later years. However, things started to shift one afternoon when Clara went for her annual checkup. Her doctor, noticing a shift in her demeanor and energy levels, gently asked how she was really doing. Clara, surprised by the question, hesitated at first, but eventually opened up about her struggles with loneliness and feelings of sadness that had been lingering for months. Her doctor shared that mental health plays a critical role in overall well-being, especially in older adults. He explained that ignoring these feelings could contribute to a decline in both physical and mental health, potentially shortening life expectancy. This conversation was a turning point for Clara. She realized that her emotional well-being was just as important as her physical health. Following her doctor's advice, she began attending a support group for older adults dealing with similar issues and also started seeing a counselor regularly. The change in Clara was remarkable. She felt more connected, supported, and hopeful for the future. The lesson here is clear. Mental health shouldn't be overlooked as a normal part of aging. In fact, addressing mental health issues head-on can have a profound impact on your overall health and longevity. Regular check-ins with a counselor or joining a support group can help improve your emotional state, reduce feelings of isolation, and enhance your quality of life. So if you're feeling off or struggling with sadness, don't wait. It's essential to talk to someone and take steps to prioritize your mental well-being. After all, your mind is just as important as your body when it comes to living a long, happy life. 3. Stop skipping regular health checkups. At 73, Mr. John felt like he was in the best shape of his life. He was active, had no major health complaints, and believed that as long as he wasn't feeling any pain or discomfort, there was no need to visit the doctor. In his mind, routine checkups were for people who had obvious health problems, and since he wasn't one of them, he simply skipped them. After all, he'd always been healthy, and he couldn't see any reason to change that. But one day, out of nowhere, John felt a sudden dizziness that left him disoriented and worried. It was a wake-up call that something wasn't quite right. When he finally went to see his doctor, tests revealed that he had a serious heart condition that had been silently developing over time. John was shocked. He never imagined that something could be going wrong inside his body without any obvious symptoms. It turned out that by avoiding regular checkups, he had missed the opportunity to catch his condition early when it could have been managed more easily. This experience taught John an invaluable lesson. Just because you feel fine doesn't mean everything is okay. As we age, our bodies change, and health problems can develop quietly without showing obvious signs. That's why regular health checkups are crucial, especially after 65. These visits allow doctors to catch potential health issues early before they become serious or even life-threatening. Whether it's monitoring your blood pressure, checking cholesterol levels, or screening for things like cancer or diabetes, these routine visits can make all the difference. The lesson here is simple. Don't skip your annual checkups. Even if you feel healthy, it's important to stay on top of your health by having regular screenings and checkups. They can help detect problems before they get worse, ensuring that you can live your golden years with the peace of mind that you're doing everything you can to protect your health. 4. Stop overloading on sugary foods and drinks. Mrs. Alice, 70, had a serious sweet tooth. From the moment she woke up, she craved something sugary. Whether it was a slice of cake with her morning coffee, a sugary soda at lunch, or a rich dessert after dinner. To Alice, sweets were a comfort, a source of joy, and something she had always enjoyed. For years, she thought little of it, convinced that a treat here and there wouldn't hurt. However, over time, Alice's sugar habit began to take a toll on her health. It wasn't until Alice began feeling increasingly fatigued and experiencing blurred vision that she decided to see a doctor. After some tests, she was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Her doctor explained that the excessive sugar in her diet had led to insulin resistance, which was affecting her body's ability to regulate blood sugar properly. This diagnosis was a wake-up call for Alice, who hadn't realized just how much her daily sugary treats had been impacting her health. Determined to turn things around, Alice decided to make some serious changes. She swapped her sugary snacks for healthier alternatives like fruits and nuts, and began cutting back on sugary drinks. To her surprise, she felt more energized, and her blood sugar levels gradually stabilized. Alice even lost a few pounds, something she hadn't been able to do for years. She realized that by making small changes in her diet, she could not only manage her diabetes, but also prevent other potential health issues, like heart disease or weight gain. The lesson here is clear. Cutting back on sugar is one of the best things you can do for your health, especially as you age. Excessive sugar intake can lead to a variety of problems, including diabetes, heart disease, and weight gain. But by being mindful of what you eat and replacing sugary foods with healthier options, you can improve your health, boost your energy, and significantly reduce your risk of chronic diseases. It's never too late to start, and the benefits will be well worth it. 5. Stop isolating yourself from friends and family. At 75, Mr. George found himself spending more and more time alone after his wife passed away. The grief was overwhelming, and he thought that staying by himself would help him avoid the emotional pain of reminders of their shared life. He stopped attending social gatherings, declined invitations from family, and spent most of his days watching TV or reading alone. In his mind, it was easier to isolate himself than face the sadness of being around others. However, as the months went by, George began to feel the toll of his isolation. While his physical health remained okay, his mood worsened. He started feeling disconnected from the world, his energy dwindling, and even his appetite decreased. It wasn't until one day when his daughter gently encouraged him to visit a local senior center that things began to change. Reluctantly, George agreed. At first, George was nervous and unsure, but soon he was surprised by how much joy he found in the new connections he made. The senior center offered him a chance to engage in activities, play games, and talk with others who shared similar life experiences. For the first time in a long time, he found himself laughing and connecting with people. George even started attending regular social outings with the group, and his mood improved drastically. He realized that social connections had a profound impact on his well-being, both mentally and physically. The lesson here is powerful. Maintaining social connections is essential, especially as we age. Socializing helps reduce feelings of loneliness, boosts mental health, and can even improve physical health by lowering stress levels and promoting positive behaviors. Whether it's spending time with family, joining a local club, or visiting a senior center, connecting with others can add vibrancy and meaning to your life, leading to a happier and healthier future. Remember, isolation may seem easier in the moment, but the benefits of being around loved ones or new friends far outweigh the cost of staying alone. 6. Stop underestimating the power of a good night's sleep. Mrs. Margie, 69, had always been a night owl. She loved staying up late watching her favorite TV shows, often binge-watching episodes well into the early hours of the morning. She convinced herself that she could function just fine on 5 hours of sleep, thinking she was getting by well enough. After all, sleep seemed like a waste of time when there were so many shows to catch up on. But over time, Margie began to notice that something wasn't right. She felt drained, lethargic, and struggled to get through her day without feeling like she needed a nap. Even simple tasks like grocery shopping or going for a walk felt exhausting. One afternoon, after a particularly rough day, Margie sat down with her daughter, who gently pointed out how important sleep is as we age. She explained how a lack of sleep could negatively affect energy levels, cognitive function, and even physical health. Margie's daughter suggested she start going to bed earlier and aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night. Although skeptical at first, Margie decided to give it a try. Within just a few weeks of prioritizing sleep, Margie started noticing a remarkable change. She had more energy throughout the day, her mood improved, and she was able to focus more clearly. Tasks that once felt like an uphill battle became easier, and she found herself feeling rejuvenated after a good night's rest. It was as if she had turned back the clock and felt years younger. The lesson here is simple. Never underestimate the power of a good night's sleep. As we age, our bodies require more rest to function properly, and sleep plays a crucial role in maintaining energy levels, mental clarity, and overall well-being. By ensuring you get 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night, you can improve your physical and mental health, reduce stress, and increase longevity. So, if you've been skimping on sleep, it's time to make it a priority. Your body and mind will thank you. Conclusion. So, there you have it. 6 important things to stop doing between the ages of 65 to 75 to ensure a healthier, happier life. Remember, making small changes can have a huge impact on your well-being as you age. Take it from the stories of people like Mr. George and Mrs. Margie. Prioritize your health, stay connected, and always listen to your body. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to comment with a 9 or 0 to let me know which tip stood out to you the most. Thanks for watching, and take care of yourselves. See you next time.